There's no going back now. Hi Kia Hyundai channel, my name is Gabi, and usually I would say, and this is Charlotte, but today it is just me in the 2026 Kia Sportage LX in Wolf Gray. Now, if you are new to this channel, this is a live streamed car review, which is why it's gonna be a little bit longer and maybe filmed a little bit more awkwardly. There is absolutely no editing for these videos. I'm doing this in real time with no script and no help, just me and my gimbal and our trusty steed, the Kia Sportage. I might have said Sorento earlier, I can't even remember now. Now in today's video, we're gonna do a full in-depth walkthrough. So we're gonna talk about every button on this car, the specs, the functions, the size, just about everything you need to know. And we are going to put a highlight on what's new because this is a refreshed model. If you couldn't tell already, definitely can't tell because I'm standing in front of it, we have a bold new exterior. So our front end's completely different. We got some slight tweaks to the back end, new specs, new technology, you name it, we're gonna talk about it. Let's just get right into it. And I will warn you, not all of our videos are filmed this awkwardly. It's simply because I am by myself today, but we're gonna roll with it. I'll first start off with the MSRP. So today I have the LX all-wheel drive and it is priced at $33,995 Canadian. Now, if you love everything that's equipped in this vehicle, but you don't care for all-wheel drive, you can save $2,000 and opt for the LX front-wheel drive. Virtually everything is exactly the same, so you'll get the same technology, the same features, all of that good stuff, except no all-wheel drive. You'll also save $2,000, so its base MSRP is $31,995. Taking a look at the front end, you guys can get a fantastic look at just how different our headlamp design is. So we used to have a boomerang style daytime running light that was all white LEDs. Now we have a beautiful, bold, amber daytime running light, and this is called Kia's signature star map light styling. So it's meant to mimic the constellation. Pretty cool if you ask me. Now, doesn't matter what it mimics, let's talk about how it works. The headlamp itself is positioned in a very, very good spot on the vehicle. It's not too low, it's not placed awkwardly, so when it comes to the actual light beam, you'll get fantastic visibility. And then of course with LEDs, they will last longer, they will shine brighter than your typical halogen bulbs. I quite like the look of them. I think it also widens the appearance of the vehicle, so although the dimensions aren't actually bigger than last year's, it looks like a bigger car now. It's got a very, very wide front end. When it comes to the grille on the LX model, everything is finished in a flat black. So no shiny bits here, fairly easy to clean, and a pretty cool design too, so very three-dimensional, very fun, and very wide. Everything is pretty straight on this vehicle too, or there's a lot of lines, I should say, horizontal lines, which adds to that overall wide appearance. Your Kia emblem is finished in a brushed aluminum on the LX trim, and if you hop over to the X line, that'll change into a black. So if you prefer a blacked out appearance, the X line trim is one to consider. For the lower portion of the front end, you'll notice we again have those horizontal slats, but we also have the inclusion of forward-facing parking sensors. So these ultrasonic sensors will give you some verbal feedback, or I should say audible feedback inside the cabin when you get too close to something. Funny enough, in our internal brochures, this actually isn't mentioned, so there is no, I guess, on paper mention of this, but of course it's on the vehicle and the vehicle's here, so I mean, that's a good thing to have. Underneath our license plate bracket, you can see that we also have our radar plate. So this vehicle is equipped with an advanced forward collision avoidance and smart cruise control, something that the previous LX model did not have on the Kia Sportage, so it's fantastic to see those functions standard. Now I'm gonna pop the hood. This is where things are gonna get hard, seeing as it's just me today. You guys are coming along for the ride. So pop it there, and then I'll probably put you guys down somewhere. Oh, this is so awkward. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm gonna put you down right here. You can take a look at the wheels while I pop open the hood. Now, for the powertrain, all models of the gas Kia Sportage come equipped with a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. There is, of course, a hybrid and plug-in hybrid available for the Sportage, but if you're just looking for gas, this is it. You get 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. The fuel efficiency is also rated better for this year. So with some slight tweaks, we are now rated at 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers combined, and that is, of course, for the all-wheel drive configuration. If you are opting for the front wheel drive instead, it will be slightly more fuel efficient, which is always good to have. The actual rating for the front wheel drive, I do not know off the top of my head because I'm not a robot, but maybe I can get back to you guys later on that. You also get an 8-speed regular automatic transmission with a torque converter. So smooth shifting, traditional all-wheel drive. You don't have to worry about dual clutches. It's not a manual, none of that stuff. And most importantly, it is not a CVT. So it'll be, I shouldn't say fun shifts. It's not a sports car, but it will be quick responding shifts. That's what I was looking for. You guys, I'm totally losing it today. Let's get back to the rest of this car. For your windshield, we have a normal one. It's glass, but in the very center, you'll notice that we have our camera that watches what's ahead. So that camera will see the lanes ahead of you as long as you're driving on a road with lanes, and make sure that your vehicle is, number one, centered within the lanes, but also not veering over to the left and the right. So if your vehicle starts to depart or you go to change lanes and don't signal, you will get a beep inside the cabin, and the vehicle does have the capability of maintaining proper lane following for you. This has two separate functions, one of which is kind of annoying, the other one is fantastic. So if you have your smart cruise control on plus your lane following assist, I don't want to say it is a self-drive because it's not, you still have to pay attention, but it takes a lot of the pressure off of driving. Not that driving's hard, but if you're doing a lot of it, it's a nice assistance to have. Let's talk wheels next. These are the 17-inch alloys that are equipped on both the LX front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. Brand new design for this year too. So this looks fantastic in my opinion. You got pretty wide spokes, so you can take a look at those brakes. You can definitely tell when you need to drive your car and give it a good brake because you will see the rust. But check that out. For your tire, it's a Hankook all-season tire, and you got a good amount of sidewall too, so pretty beefy tire. But again, just regular all-season. If you are opting for the all-wheel drive, I'm gonna put you guys down right here while I talk to you. If you are opting for the all-wheel drive over the front-wheel drive, it does have a front-wheel drive bias still. So if it's a regular sunny day and you're driving on regular dry pavement, it will primarily operate in front-wheel drive to conserve some more fuel. However, as you turn your vehicle, let's say onto a gravel road, it will change its torque distribution to give you more power towards the rear, giving you optimal traction for whatever kind of driving situation you're doing. Another big change for the all-wheel drive configuration is the fact that you will get a terrain mode select. So it's now mounted on the steering wheel, which means at the push of a button you can put your vehicle into snow mode, mud mode, or sand mode, and that will of course change the torque distribution to those preset settings, giving you better traction in those conditions. I haven't driven the Sportage off-road, but I have driven the Kia Sorento, which has similar functions, the snow, mud, and sand mode, and boy, what a difference it makes. So the computer system is fantastic on these cars. It can sense it automatically, but just having the option to know and to put it into those functions really is cool too. I will talk quickly about the brakes, and I might as well show you them while I do this. You get ventilated disc brakes up at the front and solid disc brakes in the rear. For your rear suspension, it's a multi-link rear suspension which handles city bumps and, Ontario roads quite nicely. And then for the overall body of the vehicle, I figured now is a good time to show you guys. You'll see a lot of more flat black elements, but it doesn't overly look like too much cladding. So a lot of vehicles nowadays have tons of black plastic cladding all over the place. I get it's usually more reserved for off-road-esque trim levels, but if you are someone who appreciates just a regular, simple, city sleek design, I think this looks awesome. For your mirrors, you get flat black for the flagpole, body color for the mirror itself, and then that's about it for this trim level. So no blind spot detection on the LX. That does start on the X-Line above. One major thing that was added though is the addition of our convenience entry. So we now have a push to start with remote start in the entry model, and that also means if I press this button with the key on me, it'll unlock the car, and if I go to leave my car and I press that again, it'll lock it. One of my favorite functions, and by far is completely underrated. A lot of people don't ask about it, but it is so convenient to live with. All right, let's come along to the back end now. The taillights don't look too different, but I promise you they are. So the bulbs themselves are in a different design, or the light itself is in a different design. You get a lot of gloss black housing too, so giving the vehicle a more dark appearance without, of course, tinting your taillights. So all of this is a nice gloss black, beautiful LED combination tail lamps, and then a high-mounted stop lamp. This spoiler over here also houses your rear wiper. So just tucked underneath there, nicely hidden. You don't have to scrape snow and ice off of it, and it just looks good too. Gloss black around the spoiler's housing as well. And for your seat pillar, it's a satin chrome. So we do see quite a bit of satin chrome on the Kia Sportage. It is something that it's here and there, so there's not too much. You'll notice it along the bottom as well. So your rear bumper, and check that out, more parking sensors. Our dealer brochure says parking sensors start on the X-Line trim level, but we see them here on the LX, so explain that then. And then for your tailpipe, it is a single-sided exhaust. Let's open this up now. Again, this is super hard by myself. I'm totally losing my breath, so bear with me, and I promise you if this is your first Kia Hyundai channel video, they're not usually this bad. All right, cargo space, we're working with the same amount of space as last year, and still, it's incredible. There's so much usable space back here. Should you choose to knock the rear seats down, you can do it from the back. So we got a lever on each side, and they fold in a 60-40 split. Now, it didn't pop all the way down this time. Give it a nice little push, it'll lock into place. Underneath the floorboard, you do get a compact spare tire, so a true spare. Super nice to have, no mobility kits here. If you experience a blowout while you're driving, you actually have something to replace your tire with. Huge win. In terms of capacity for the fuel tank, it is a 54-liter tank with just regular unleaded fuel being necessary, so that won't hurt your wallet too much. Close that up, and it's a push style, so you don't have to have a little foot release over there or any button. You just kind of push on it, and as long as the car is unlocked, it'll open for you. All right, let's take a look inside. I'll quickly show you guys the seat first. You can see we got a height adjustment for the driver, our backrest adjustment, and then of course you have the bar just underneath the seat to allow you to move it forwards or backwards. For your speakers, you have 6 speakers within the vehicle. It's just our regular in-house sound system. And for airbags, oh, I meant to flip the camera. There we go. For airbags, we have 8 airbags. I'm gonna hop in now. Don't know where I'm gonna put you guys. Maybe right here. Okay, just for a second while I talk about some major things before I show you the things. We got 8 airbags, and just a quick refresh in terms of exterior safety now that I can catch my breath and look at you while I'm speaking to you. We have a forward collision avoidance assist 1.5, which is an advanced system, so it's gonna sense a more broad array of collision situations. So if I'm making a left at an intersection, the vehicle can sense if there's a vehicle in the opposing lane and hit the brakes if it senses that I'm going to hit them. This works for pedestrians, cyclists, and of course other vehicles. Pretty nice. The smart cruise control as well is a huge upgrade for this vehicle. Something that you used to have to go quite a few trim levels up to get is now standard. So it's smart cruise control level 2. I can set my speed and set my following distance, and the vehicle will do the rest. It'll take me to a complete stop if it senses that I'm hitting stop and go traffic, and then bring me right back up to speed again. Technology is another major upgrade on this vehicle, so we now have over-the-air updates standard and a whole new infotainment software. So let me flip the screen or flip the camera and show you what I'm talking about. For our center display, we now have a 12.3-inch full touchscreen. So I know screen sizes don't really matter. Some people don't even like screens, but this software, it is so simple and so easy to use while still being high-tech and futuristic. So all of the icons are much larger than they used to be, making it easier to change things. Hopefully you're not staring at the screen while you're driving, but it's easier to just do things. You know what I mean? It's also pretty similar to a phone in the sense that you have a drop-down menu where you can quickly make some changes like the brightness or turn the display off. And then everything else can be easily configured. So if you never use valet mode on your car, you can press and hold and kick that out of there, put it to the back, and now you have all of your relevant things on the main page. If you want to make any tweaks to your car too, it's super simple. So I know a lot of people love driver assistance functions. They love all the modern creature comforts of new cars. Some people don't, and that's okay. Some people still need to buy a new car even if they don't like new tech. Here's where you can do things like change the parameters. I don't even know if I said that right. I'm not going to use big words anymore. You can change the systems for your smart cruise control, as well as your forward braking systems, all of that good stuff. The same is true for when you're reversing your car. If you don't like that the vehicle can take action or warn you, you can shut that off. All right, now that we got some of the techie stuff out of the way, I'll talk about some of the more simple things. So if you're looking for your hazards, here's where there are. You also have your manual controls to maneuver your vents, and then your climate control and media systems will also be down here. Things can get a little bit confusing here, but I promise it's simple, and after a week of driving this vehicle, you'll get the hang of it just fine. You got your fan speed on the left, as well as your temperature control on the right-hand side. Blue for cold, red for hot, somewhere in the middle if you're feeling somewhere in the middle. All of your directional controls will be in the center, so if you want air to flow both to your face and the feet area, you can do that. This stuff is all pretty self-explanatory. However, if I were to press this arrow over here, it'll flip me back to my infotainment control. I can do stuff like search for things, so if this is your first new vehicle in a while, and you want to know how to change the date and the time, type that in, and it'll take you to the exact menu where you need to go. So you really don't have to watch the Kia Hyundai channel anymore. You can just search for what you're looking for. Just kidding, please stay and watch, and like this video. Just below that, we have USB-Cs, so all modern quick ways of charging. And this little button in the center actually changes what this first USB-C does. So right now, it's equipped for data transfer and charging, but I can flip it so it'll simply charge. Now, I know the million-dollar question. You guys want to know if CarPlay and Android Auto is wireless, and you betcha. So it doesn't matter if you're getting the entry model or the fully equipped X-Line Limited. You will get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard on this vehicle, again, regardless of the trim level. In the past, it used to be kind of backwards. If you were to opt for our higher-end models with the larger screen, it would become wired, and our entry models with the 8-inch display would have wireless control. It's wireless all the way, baby, so big wins over there. All right, I'll now talk about the steering wheel area and the cluster. So we don't have a fully digitalized cluster, even though it looks like it. This is called our 4.2-inch TFT display, and essentially this is the area that's customizable and kind of where you can change your viewpoints. However, you can see your speedometer and your tachometer are still fully digitized and completely within view. So you got these notches on the steering wheel that just give you a wider range of view area, and it fits perfectly. Up at the top, you got your distance to empty. You got your speed limit over there, so regardless of the road that you're on, your vehicle will project the speed limit for you. It's up to you whether you follow it or not. And then on the right-hand side, you got your temperature gauge, and then the left-hand side, we have our fuel gauge. Everything else that's relevant will also be displayed, so our parking brake is currently on, and so are our headlamps. Don't worry, the check engine light, oil light, or battery light are not actually on. The vehicle is simply running in accessory mode, and that's what cars do when they're not fully on. For the steering wheel, it is a beautiful leather wrapped steering wheel, and it has a fun new design. So, you know, my biggest gripe with Kia's new refresh is I don't love the off-centered Kia logo, but I do love this steering wheel. Super easy to drive with. Wouldn't want to drive a car that's hard to drive. You can see we got our drive mode on the left-hand side, where you can cycle between normal mode, sport mode, and My Drive, which is a customizable drive mode. And then on the right-hand side, we've got our terrain modes. So this will, of course, change the all-wheel drive torque distribution, like I mentioned, but also your stability control, just to give you optimal grippage in situations that might give you a little bit of slippage. You like that? The left-hand side has your driver assistance control, so this button will turn on your cruise control. Here's where you'll set your speed, so increase or decrease. And then on the bottom left, that's where you'll go and cycle between 4 different presets of following distance from your car and the car ahead of you. The button to the right of that will turn on or off your steering assistance. So let me click it and you guys will see the icon come up. Oh, hello? Well, it doesn't see lane, so it's not going to do it. Basically, it'll come up when you are driving and you click on it, and essentially it will give you some steering control. It's pretty gentle too, so just to make sure you're centered in your lane. Now a lot of people ask, well, what if there's something on the road and I need to get away from it? Let's say a garbage can blew onto the road. Don't worry, your car will still listen to your driver input. It's just a gentle grasp of the steering wheel. So it'll just guide you a little bit, and it's up to you whether you follow it or not. You can always click that button on the steering wheel to turn it off, and I'm so thankful that the button is on the steering wheel and not in a menu where you'd have to, you know, take your eyes off the road and distract yourself just to change something so simple. For everything else in the cabin, we got our regular mirror. It's got manual dimming, so drop that down to dim it, bring it right back up. and we're in business. And then right up at the top, we got our interior lighting. It's just regular bulbs here. And then our tow button and our SOS button. Don't know if I already mentioned this, but Kia Connect is standard on this vehicle. So that's Kia's telematics system, allowing you to unlock, start your vehicle, check the status if the doors are locked, if your windows are closed, that kind of thing. And it's free for 3 years. After that, it's a subscription. You can opt in or out. All right, so let's talk gear shift and the rest of the center console. Gear shift is a regular lever style that is also leather wrapped, so it has a nice premium feel. To the right of that, we got our heated seat controls, 3 different levels for both driver and passenger. We got our adjustable cup holders, so you can tuck these, let me get the key out of the way. We can tuck these back in if they're not in use and pop them out whenever you need them. Pretty handy. And then right down here, we got our downhill braking assist, our idle stop and go, our button to turn off or on your parking sensors, and then a park view camera and auto hold. The park view camera is going to look wonky because we got our lift gate up, but you can see you got parking guidelines, and the camera quality is so good you can see the stains on our ceiling. Awesome. You also got a push to start ignition that is brand new for 2026. The LX model used to be keyed ignition, so nice win there. I love a push to start ignition in our cars. I'll quickly show you guys the passenger seat, and then we will go check out. Grant, can I actually borrow you?
You certainly can.
I don't have anyone to help me today.
Okay.
And I need to show what space is like in the second row. So do you want to show the second row and I film you?
I would love to do that.
You're a bigger dude.
It's all muscle, I might add.
Right.
Okay. What a 26 Sportage in Wolf Gray.
Yeah. So Grant
Adam, would you like
have...
to be our assistant? Would you like to get in the middle there, please? This is a handsome young gentleman.
Oh, that's
Everyone keeps telling me he looks like his father.
interesting way to get in the car. But
This is my son. All right. Let's not put our feet on the seat, please. Someone watching this video may buy this car. Okay.
All right. That's what an adult man looks like in the back seat.
230 pounds of pure muscle.
Right. Let's see, headroom. Just stay still.
Yep.
Lots of headroom. Can you put your hand above your head?
I'm about 5'10".
Awesome. Okay. That's pretty good.
Awesome.
Adam, how much headroom do you have?
How much headroom do you have, Adam?
He looks like he's kind of cramped, actually.
He's muscular as well.
All right. And then for knee room, so this seat is kind of more in the upright position.
It is.
But we've
Mind you,
got...
it looks like it's drawn back.
Yeah.
So too. Were you sitting in this passenger seat?
No, no one was sitting there
Okay,
yet.
so it's in a further back position, I'm sure.
All right. Okay, thanks, Grant.
Thanks for having me.
You're dismissed.
Okay, and off I go. Let's go, son.
I might just show... Can you hold the camera while I sit in the passenger seat?
can.
See? I was scared I was really going to struggle in this video, but everything works out for a reason. So I'm just going to recline the seat a little bit. Super easy to configure. So you got your backrest adjustment. There is no height adjustment, unfortunately, but if you need to bring the seat closer, reach between your legs, grab the bar, and you can maneuver it on its rail system. So you can give them more legroom or not. Thank you, Grant.
Thank you. Very good. Adam, let's go. Come on, quick.
All right, a few other things. So I didn't mention this earlier because I was struggling for my life, but this whole crash pad area here is finished in a beautiful brushed metal. So no more gloss black. Not that the LX had gloss black in the past, but you can see it's just a much more premium looking material and way less of a fingerprint magnet. I mean, I've got greasy mitts and you can't see anything. Really, really nice, and just for long-term durability of this vehicle, this is going to be a lot better in the ownership experience. I'll show the center console as well. We got an illuminated, it's not center console, glove box. Illuminated glove box. The manuals take up a lot of space, so you can see there's a good amount of space here. And then we got this beautiful trim piece expanding all the way across our vents and the front dash. If I can get a little closer and if the camera will actually focus, you can see it's kind of in an almost quilted like pattern, almost snake skin if you will, but it is a metal finish. So really cool interior. I quite like the Kia Sportage refresh. You guys, it is a really, really good refresh. So a refresh done well. The inserts of the seats as well do have a lighter gray. And then the exterior elements, I wouldn't say they're completely black, definitely close to black, but it's just a dark gray finish. All right, let's answer some questions and see what you guys have to say about the updated Kia Sportage and what trim levels you're excited to see reviewed on this channel. Hopefully with a less chaotic review. All right, let's get into it. Gloss white would be pretty. I'm not sure gloss white where you're talking about, but gloss white would look cool. What's the warranty? Powertrain, anti-perforation, basic warranty. So our warranty is 5 years, 100,000 kilometers. That is your comprehensive warranty. So that'll cover powertrain, just about everything except wear and tear items. So things like brakes, lights, that won't be covered. Elantra N manual. So I don't know when we're gonna get our next Elantra N in manual yet. I don't even know if I've ever filmed one here. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's been a while since we've done Elantra N, so that is definitely on my to-do list. All right, when will the Ioniq 9 arrive? We're expecting them very, very, very shortly. A couple good job, Adams. Does it have Amazon Alexa? No, it does not. Rocket Dog said that's an interesting spoke shape. Yeah, so Kia's doing a lot of interesting things with their alloy designs. Or maybe you're talking about the steering wheel spoke. I'm not sure. Either way, they're doing interesting designs with both. This steering wheel, the only gripe I have with it is the fact that the Kia logo is not in the center, but that's totally fine. The steering wheel shape itself is in a very, very interesting look, but also super easy to use. So I'm happy they didn't do anything too crazy where it kind of limits the driver functionality. This is still completely functional, wrapped in a beautiful, beautiful leatherette finish too, so it feels nice and premium on your hands. Any tips on getting an allocation for a rarish model like the Elantra N manual? So no real tips. I would say contact your trusted Hyundai dealer, tell them what color you want, if you want DCT, if you want manual, and then they'll see what's either coming in or if the possibility for ordering one is there. I don't directly work at a Hyundai store, so when it comes to things like product availability, I don't really have any sort of major insight. But if you do want to find a Hyundai store and you are in Ontario, might I recommend Brantford Hyundai. They're 10 minutes down the road from us. They give us their cars to film and they are fantastic. So, shameless promo. And if you're looking for a Kia, I do work at Brantford Kia. I can actually sell you a vehicle, so hit my line. All right, does it come in lunar orange? No. So the Kia Sportage did get rid of 2 colors for 2026, but it also added 2 colors. The Wolf Gray that I have here today is one of them that was added, and we also have a new blue. It's called Heritage Blue, and it's not on any of our other models, so I have nothing I can show you to compare it to. It's gonna be bright and light, almost like a pastel blue. Curious to see what it looks like. It also isn't a metallic blue, so it's going to be almost like a finish like this, that primer-esque, not necessarily flat, but not necessarily metallic finish. It's gonna be cool, I'll tell you that. Start an angry mob to bring back the Stinger. Guys, I'm all for it. We have 2 beautiful used Stingers on our lineup right now, our used car lineup. We got 2 2022s, they're both GT Elites. Beautiful cars, beautiful, beautiful cars. Can I show the indicators on the car? Yes, let me do that now. I'll also close the hood. No talking bad about me while I'm gone, because I can't monitor the comments right now. But I'll get those hazard lights on. And then I'll show you guys the lights in action. Walking back to the camera is always so awkward. Okay, so there you have it. That'll of course be your turn signal indicators, but they're also your hazard lights. They flash beautifully. And a very, very big light too, so very noticeable. This trim level does not have the mirror mounted indicators. That is, however, available in the X-Line model. And then for the tail end, let's close up the lift gate. Oh. There you go. So nice, big, bright lights all around. Very, very visible too. So the positioning of the tail lamps, I mean, it's fairly high, so you don't have to worry about some other cars, I won't name any names, that have them mounted a little bit lower into the bumper. This is very much in clean line of visibility, and if someone can't see them, then they're way, way, way too close to you. Okay, now we are at the 30-minute mark. It's probably one of our longer videos, so I might just answer a few more questions, and then after that, that'll be all. I'm out of breath. Manual Stinger would be epic, best we could, short of an M3 or CT5V. I love the CT5V. Man, a 4-door Corvette, that's awesome. Is the dial gear selector available on any of the trims? No. So the dial gear selector is actually reserved for the hybrid Kia Sportage. If that's your preference, hybrid Kia Sportage instead. But I quite like having a regular gear shift, so it's nice that we still have that in the gas model. But again, if you want a little bit more efficiency and a dial gear selector, the hybrid or plug-in hybrid is your best bet. All right. That's it for today's video, you guys. I'm so out of breath. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you haven't already, and maybe consider subscribing also if you haven't already. We do these videos every single weekday live at 2 p.m. I think we're the only ones that do this stuff live, and it'll really, really make us happy. So thank you, take care, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.